Alrighty. Let's get switched over. Sorry it took a little bit longer than usual. Uh it's like I had a kitty who was trying to eat some of my snack. Okay, let us transition over here. Here we go. Alrighty. So hopefully things look alright. Alright. So I was looking at the journal to kind of like get my bearings, figure out where exactly we were. So we're doing like the mission for the Republic or whatever on Manaan. So like last time we didn't get very far. We got onto Manaan finally. But once I got onto Manaan, I didn't get much done. Because I kept on messing up the so like the interrogation, like I was trying to brute force it, didn't work. The decrypting of the Sith cards or whatever, and now that was a little difficult. The last two functions, I think, I have issues figuring out, at least like logically. Math is not my strong suit. And then there's apparently another way to get in, and that's to really brute force it and just basically like break into the Sith's hangar bay and then get whatever I'm coming for in there. So, we're gonna try these two things again at least one more time. At least. I kind of like because I want to do this like without having to go into the hangar bay, but you know, it might be a little bit difficult. Okay. But yeah. There's also like other quests on Manaan. Like I know we have other quests, and I don't have them. Like this one, I'm supposed to like talk to a guy, but I have to talk to him alone. And I don't know how well that will go. I don't think I have ever done this quest. But it's like one of those quests where you have to go it alone. So there's that. And then I also got like a little cutscene with Karth and one of his buddies that mentioned Karth's son, Dustle, who is apparently in Korriban. Or at Korriban. So that'll be work on that later type of thing. I don't know if there's like any other quests that come up with any of the other like the friends. Any of the other like comrades, teammates, you know. But I guess we'll figure things out. So I guess since I'm still in here, let's look at this. We'll try this again. We'll try it again. See if my math works out. Okay. We'll try to decrypt the Sith pass card. If you would let me, please. Okay. So the sequence 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, 16. I know I was figuring this out last time, but my brain is blank. It has nothing. Okay, so looking at it, is it 2 plus 2? No. Wait. What was it? Because this is an additive matrix. So like 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2. is 4. Oh, okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Alright, so 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. So 16 plus 6 is 22. Okay, yep. Yep, okay. We got that. We got it. Okay. And then this one is the subtractive. So 21 to 18. That's 3, 2, 1. And then it's like negative, like 0 and then negative 1, which 2 negatives equals a positive. So then like it's 18. Okay. Accessing multiplicate. Yeah, that word. That word. Okay, and that's 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. This is doubling, so it's 64. The divisive. So it's another one, or it's, so this is 2. Okay. And then the exponential is where I started having issues. Because it's like, hold on a second. Okay, so 1, 32, 81, 64, 25. Okay, I don't... Exponential. Like, are the exponents, like, a different number? I don't know exponential stuff. I'm going to guess 6. Okay. And I don't know. Logarithmic matrix. 1, 0 minus 8. 3 minus 32. 5 minus 28? Well, not 28. 128. Okay, 1. Okay, that's actually like a 1 before, but like, what? So 0, 3, 5. This has to be 7, right? Like, it sounds like it should be 7. Success! Hey! I was having such a hard time last time. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess guessing works sometimes. Okay, let's log off. Yay! I've got a thing. I don't have to go. I mean, like, I could still try to, like, interrogate him, but I don't know. Like, I didn't like the answers. I didn't like the fact that it seemed like I had to threaten him, and I don't like it. I don't like it. But I've got the thing. What do I do once I get the thing? Do I have to talk to this guy?
Have you managed to retrieve the data from our droid in the Sith base?
Not yet.
Time is a critical factor. We cannot allow the Sith to decode that data recording, or our operations on Manaan will be compromised.
Okay, can I just... I might go and try to find, like, some side quests here, because that's a thing. There's some Sith over there that I could pick a fight with, but I would rather not actually fight them. The shady Rhodian. Actually, where am I supposed to go after this? Because, like, where is the Sith base? Okay, so that I have the thing. I gained a thing, right? Data pad, which one? That's the descriptions of us. Okay, so that one is the one that... Right, okay. Oh. It's a map, okay. Sith base pass card? Oh, okay, so it doesn't... Okay. Good to know. Good to know. But where do I go for the Sith base? I don't know where the Sith base is. Okay, so that is the Republic Enclave Visitors Hotel, which we can't go into. This is a shop, and that is a central courtyard. Wait, how? Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that these arrows... I am learning new things about an old game that I have played before, but apparently was not paying attention. Okay. Cool. So Holas I need to talk to alone. He just sells Pizak cards. Which way should I go? Let's go this way. I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to go, because, like, it's a thing, but we'll see. Okay. West Central. Okay. There's probably, like, a lot of people that I could talk to that I just haven't talked to yet. Like, there's probably, like, little things. Probably all sorts of, like, there's, like, probably all sorts of, like, quests that I'm just missing. What is this? Koto Distribution Center. Okay, what goes on in here? Can I talk to people in here? Spellcast Coordinator. Okay, can I talk to them? I cannot sell you Kolto unless you show me your purchase permit. I don't have one of those. Where can I get a purchase permit? One does not simply get a purchase permit. Some permits are brokered between intergalactic governments and the Otto City Export Authority. We do not sell unrefined Kolto by the handful. We sell it by the ton. Go to a store if you wish to purchase Kolto for personal use. Okie dokie. I mean, I could use some information. Like, Manaan is one of those worlds that, like, I barely remember. It's like I barely remember, like, anything. Okay. I'm not here to answer your questions, Offworlder. I am a distributor of Kolto, the lifeblood of the Manaan economy. Either show me your purchase permit or leave me in peace. Okay, I'll be going now. Good, I am far too busy to converse with the likes of you. Rude. I mean, if he's busy, like, it makes sense. But, like, rude. Okay, we'll go this way. And, hope this isn't the way to the Sith base, because I wanna see, like, where, like, all the quests are. I wanna see all the quests. Alora.
I was told that you're a friend of Jolie Bindo, and that Jolie has returned to the sector. Please, I must speak to him. It's very urgent.
Why do you need to speak to Jolie?
My name is Alora. My husband, Sunri, and Jolie are old friends. Now Sunri needs Jolie's help.
I shall tell Jolie immediately.
Please, I beg you to bring Jolie to speak to me about my husband. Sunri's life depends on it.
Alright, so there's a side quest right there that happens to deal with, Jolie. So I guess, can I... Okay, I can just go into party selection. Karth, I'd like to keep you on. Although, like, Mission has, like, abilities that are kind of nice. It's like, she is like a super useful 14-year-old. It's like, she should not be like on this mission with us, but you know, it's fine. Okay, Jolie. Yeah, we'll add you on. Looks like you need to level up. Let's just auto level you up. Actually, do you have like... Okay, so it looks like you're okay. I think. Okay, well. We've got Jolie, Miss Alora. Let's talk.
Jolie, it is you. I need your help.
Laura, of all the people, how did you even know I'd left Kashyyyk?
I didn't. Nobody knew where you were, not even Sunry. But I heard the Selkath mention you and your friends. The Force has brought you to help us.
Why, whatever could be the matter, my dear?
It's horrible, Jolie. Sunry has been arrested. The Sith have accused him of murder.
Murder? But how?
It's all a mistake, Jolie. Sunry isn't a murderer. Someone is trying to frame him.
Calm down, Laura. Where's Sunry now?
Sunry's being held at the Selkath courts. They won't let anyone in to see him. Please, go to the courts. Talk to the judges. Maybe the Selkath will listen to you.
Don't worry, Laura. We'll get to the bottom of this and help Sunry. Somehow.
So this is like... Is this the murder that happened at like the hotels? Probably? More than likely? Okay. Let's look at the journal. Sunry murder trial. Alora has told Jolie that her husband has been imprisoned for the murder of a Sith woman. Alora is adamant that her husband is not responsible and has begged you and Jolie to help her prove his innocence. She says that you can talk to the judges and the court to help get him released. Okay. There's a Republic negotiator right there. What is over here? There's a named NPC over here. Oh. Human, I wish to speak to you if you have the time. Sure, I guess. There seems to be like a lot of people here. Mandalorian mercenary. There's another named NPC. There's a few, actually. Quite a few. Alright, let's talk to you, Nilko, Boaz? Sure. Nilko Boaz. Greetings, human. My name is Nilko Boaz. I hope you are enjoying yourself here in Ahto City. Our floating city is beautiful, is it not? It's truly a wonder to behold. You are too gracious, human. The beauty of Manaan is delicate. Our ecosystem is complex and fragile, and I fear for the preservation of my planet. Okay, what are you talking about? There is a task I would ask, human. Jedi, I fear there's nowhere else I can turn. What do you want me to do? Rest assured, there will be ample reward for this, human. I only require information, nothing more. Okay, what information are you needing? The Republic has been hiring mercenaries, many more than usual. As an official of the Selkath people, this is of great concern to me. I only seek the reason for this change in Republic policy. Why do you need me for this? I cannot trust anyone else. The Republic obviously wants to keep their secret. I have inquired often as to their purpose and then been refuted. The Sith cannot be trusted to give me an accurate report of events. They will twist the truth so that it furthers their own goals. That is true. And the mercenaries are well aware of the high wages the Republic is paying. They would not report anything that might slow the flow of credits into their accounts. Uncover the truth behind the Republic's actions, and I will pay you 500 credits. 500 credits?
With spying on the Republic. But if we could assure the Selkath that they mean no harm, then perhaps it might be worth it.
Please, see if you can find the answers I seek. Find why the Republic is hiring so many mercenaries. Find where they are going. Find why they do not return. They don't return. Oh no. That is not That is not a good sign. I'll look into it for you, Nilko. Once you discover some information, please come speak to me. Believe it or not, I am a friend of the Republic. Whatever the truth, I shall do my best to protect the Republic's interests, and those of the Selkath, of course. Alright. So, I mean, he says he's a friend of the Republic. I mean, I'd like to believe that he is. Because that's a thing. Okay, so Republic hiring mercenaries. The Selkath Nilko is suspicious about the Republic hiring mercenaries. He claims to be a friend of the Republic and is merely seeking to find out if something is wrong. He says he will reward you if you find out why they've been hiring so many people lately. Okay. So I'm gonna have to talk to people. That's probably why there's so many, like, named NPCs here. Oh! Greetings, human. My name is Shielas. I've heard it is said that you are no friend of the Sith. Is this true? I mean, I'm not really a friend of the Sith. But I could say I kind of like the Sith. They got some style. But I mean, like, the Jedi, in a way, are neutral ground, but they do align with, like, the Republic most of the time. Like, they're supposed to be neutral ground. They are not. They are with the Republic the majority of the time. I will say that my allegiances are my own business. You are wise to be so guarded, human, but my sources are rarely wrong, and they have informed me that you are no friend of Malik's people. I mean, yeah, that's true. Though I suspect we have little in common, human, I share your dislike of the Sith. They have brought grief to my family. I am not a fool. I know the Sith do not respect our laws as the Republic does. Were it up to me, I would do everything in my power to aid the Republic in the war against Malik. But intergalactic politics stay on my hand. Still, I know the Sith are evil, and I fear that they will do what they will do to my people, and what they may be doing now. What are you talking about? Many of the Selkath have vanished, human. Most who have gone missing are on the cusp of adulthood. The youth who will someday lead this planet. My own daughter, Shasa, is among those who have disappeared. Oh no. Their disappearances coincide with the arrival of the Sith, and I cannot dismiss the connection. The Sith are up to something, human. Something sinister. I can feel it. Let's see. So you want me to investigate these disappearances? I will give you 500 credits if you can uncover the fate of my daughter and the other missing Selkath youth. Not much, but all I can afford. I have no official authority in this matter, and my personal wealth is not vast. There is no one else I can turn to, human. Republic agents are too closely watched by the Sith, and the Otto City authorities cannot act without proof of Sith involvement. I shall look into these disappearances for you, Shaylas. Shaylas? Shaylas. I cannot imagine where to begin the investigation, though I suspect the Sith did not act alone. Perhaps the off-worlders in the mercenary enclave know something. If you learn anything, human, report back to me at once. If you uncover the fate of my daughter and the other missing Selkath youth, I will reward you as promised. Okay. Fun. Not fun for everyone. Okay, so that's a Sith negotiator. That's in a Chani mission. My tongue is tied today. That's just a thing. Just a thing that I'm having to deal with today. Okay, so there's an Ichani mercenary. Jeez. Okay. Duan is a named NPC. There's also the Selkath bartender. Maybe I can talk to the bartender. Like, bartenders are in with all the gossip, right? Maybe he has something to say. Greetings, human. There are a few places in Otto City where off-worlders are welcome, but here they are at least tolerated. I want to ask you a few questions. I am far too busy to spend my time conversing, human. I must reserve my time for paying customers, not idle gossip. But, like, wouldn't you be in with all of the gossip? Like, wouldn't you, like, I don't know. Okay. Can I see what's in stock? I'm certain you will see that all of my inventory is of superior quality. Okay, that's good to know. So it's just a bunch of stims. That's good to know. Like, he just sells stims, which, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. But, you know. Okay, so, Viglo, there's a Iridorian mercenary. Interesting. There's just a regular mercenary. Mandalorian mercenary. So, what do I ask them? There's also, like, another guy here, a Gonto Yas. I swear, if he just wants Pazak, I am going to, be upset.
I hope you're here to play some Pazak. I don't come here looking for sparkling conversation.
Just like, I'm not interested in Pazak. I'm sorry. I think I'll be going now.
So clear out already.
Bye, dude. Jeez. It's like there's so many people just in this universe that are just like, let's play some Pazak. All Pazak. Yeah. Alright, I guess that just leaves me speaking to either like these named NPCs or like the mercenaries to figure out like what's going on for this guy, Nilko. Sure, let's talk to you.
Say, you must be new around here. My name is Viglo. You don't look like those Republic scum, and you aren't one of us Sith. So what brings you to Manaan?
I don't look like Republic scum? Alright. Checking out the swoop races. I could ask him that. That would be very, like, direct. I'd be a very direct, like, why are the Sith so interested in the Selkath youth? You know? Sure. I'm just here to check out the swoop races.
Some of the other soldiers like to go and bet on the swoops on their days off, but this planet is bad enough without mingling with the locals. It isn't easy here, you know. Not with all the Republic soldiers walking the streets while we sit and do nothing. Malak should send a fleet in and conquer the whole sector, Kotor or no. But I don't really want to talk about that right now. I'm just here to have a couple of drinks and try to unwind, you know?
I mean, that is fair. Why are the Sith so interested in the Selkath youth? I'm not a huge fan of the fact that you want to, like, just defeat this whole planet, but, you know.
We Sith are interested in lots of stuff. You'd be smart to keep your nose out of Sith business.
But I don't really want to talk about that right now. I'm just here to have a couple of drinks and try to unwind, you know?
He suddenly sounded drunk, and then, not drunk at the same time. Alright, I'll be going now.
Oh, I get it. I get a little too forward and you want to hold it against me. Hey, I just thought of something. If I said you had a great body, would you hold it against me? Barkeep, I sense I've offended my lady friend. Bring me another round so I can drown my sorrows in the sweet nectar of the Selkath people.
Okay, so yeah, he's drunk. He did not sound drunk before, and then, he did. Juan, what do you have to say?
Look, lady, we Sith aren't here to make friends, so let me enjoy my drink in peace.
Okay, sounds good.
We might have a position within the Sith organization for one such as you.
Your offer is pretty good, but I've heard some nasty things about you, Sith. Is it true you bombed Taris into dust?
Yes,
This
it
is
is
war.
true.
In war, certain distasteful acts cannot be avoided. But ask yourself this, when we win the war, would you rather be against the Sith or with us?
You make a good point. And I've never turned down a job that pays up front.
Excellent. Report to the Sith Embassy tomorrow for your assignment.
But why? Okay. Can I,
I have no desire to speak to you. I know you have links to the Republic.
Okay, what about you?
Hiring for the Republic or the Sith?
Neither.
Then why are you wasting my time? There's big money to be made here. I can't risk missing a job offer because I'm yapping with you.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, the Sith are apparently also trying to get mercenaries for some reason. Mandalorian mercenary, what do you have to say?
If you're here to offer me a job, I'm not interested right now. I got so many offers I can't keep up as it is. Maybe that Iridorian skullslacker at the bar, or the Ichani nerf herder cowering in the corner is available.
Can I ask you some questions?
Normally I'd charge you for information. The times are good right now and I'm feeling generous. So ask your questions, free of charge.
Oh, nice. That's quite nice of you, sir. Okay. Okay. Why is the Republic hiring so many mercenaries? We'll just start with that. We'll be very direct.
They ain't saying, but the price is sure right. Of course, I haven't heard of anyone coming back, so I'm guessing the job ain't easy.
I guess I can't ask about the Selkath youth anymore. Sure, let's ask if he, hates the Republic for defeating his people.
I'm a realist. It was war, after all. And even though the Republic destroyed my people, the leaders of the Armada were Revan and Malak, so I hate the Sith just as much. And with this war, there's plenty of opportunity to take bloody vengeance against both sides, and make a nice profit along the way. We Mandalorians are always practical that way, not like those bloodthirsty Iridorians or those honor-bound Ichani, or anything else you want.
What do you have against the Ichani and the Iridorians?
Oh, nothing. Except that the Ichani are a bunch of fey dancers prancing into battle with tiny weapons not fit for Mandalorian children. They hardly wear any armor because it slows them down when they run away. But the Ichani are better than the Iridorians. Those savages keep hacking at fallen foe even after death, mutilating the corpse out of pure bloodlust. I even heard they'll turn on each other when the battle fever hits. Who wants to work with someone like that? I could pretty much name my price right now, especially since the Republic's so desperate for mercs all of a sudden.
Like, do you... I mean, I could ask again, but I think he'll say the exact same thing. Sure.
Hey.
Alright, well, I'll be going now. There's a regular mercenary, and then there's the Iridorian mercenary here that I could talk to. So I guess we'll talk to the Iridorian.
Perhaps the Mandalorian or the Ichani can help you, though they lack the stomach for certain jobs.
I just want to ask some questions, if that's okay.
Ask whatever you wish, though you may find some of my answers distasteful.
Why is the Republic hiring so many mercenaries?
Perhaps you should ask them. The Republic prefers not to deal with my kind, though maybe they need an Iridorian to finish the job. The mercenaries they hire must be failing, as they are never heard from again. That is all I know. Is there more you wish to ask?
Have you heard anything about the young Selkath that are going missing?
Perhaps. But my business with the Selkath is my own.
I mean, I could persuade him in a very violent manner. Would he even, like... Would he even... I don't know if, like, Iridonia... Like... will he even, like, react to a Force Persuade? I know that there's some, like, especially if they're, like, strong-minded or whatever, like, they'll actually, like, talk. Like, they won't talk, I should say. But, like, I don't know. Except if I threaten him, like, it could cause some issues. Can I try the Force Persuade, maybe? I'll try it.
An Iridorian has no friends, though I feel a strange kinship with you. You do not seem like the others of this world. Even the Sith here do not understand our kind. The Sith sought to buy my loyalty with credits, as if wealth could somehow quench my burning bloodlust. They would have been better off hiring a Chani for the errands they had me running.
What were you doing for the Sith?
The task paid well, but was boring, and beneath me. I was told to lure the Selkath youth to the Sith embassy. Nothing more. I lied, I threatened, I promised, and I brought the most promising youth of the fish people to the Sith.
What then? What happened to the youths?
And there I left them. To what purpose I neither know nor care. Perhaps when the Sith learn I have betrayed their secret, they will try to kill me. I would welcome the excitement.
Sounds like the Sith are trying to win this planet by corrupting the Selkath youth. Much more subtle than their usual methods.
Is there more you would ask of me, human?
I mean... I think I'll be going now. He didn't know what the why the Republic was hiring mercenaries. So I'll be going now.
Yes, I'm not surprised. There are a few on this watery world who feel comfortable in my presence.
Alright, well, I have new ideas about the youth. The missing Selkath youth. Discovered that the Sith have been hiring mercenaries to lure the young Selkath into their base for some questionable purpose. More answers would seem to lie inside the Sith embassy. So I'll probably need to go to the Sith embassy at that point. Get more information. Okay, last mercenary to talk to.
For a while, the Republic were hiring anyone they could get their hands on. Now they don't have any use for us mercs. It's too bad. I could have used the work.
You have nothing to say. Okay, so Mandalorian, I guess I'm talking to you again because I didn't get the chance to. Did I?
If you're here, maybe.
Ask some questions.
They ain't saying, but the price.
Okay, yeah, I already asked him. Okay, never mind. But what about the other guy? I haven't learned anything about why the Republic is hiring mercenaries. I guess I'll go talk to the Republic people. Yeah. I could talk to him, to Shayless? Shayless. Human, you return. Have you information for me? Have you discovered the fate of the missing Selkath youth? Have you news of my daughter, Shasa? I mean... Like... I mean, I have some information, but not enough, I don't think. Not yet. I shall investigate further. Okay, if I figure out anything, just go back to it. Got it. That I can do. Alright. Fun times. Okay, so should I, like...
So, do we have a deal? That's an awful lot of money. Is there something you're not telling me?
Don't be so suspicious. The Republic is generous. We pay our mercenaries well.
Makes sense, I guess. All right, I'm in. When do I start?
Just show up at the Republic Embassy tomorrow and speak to our representative there. I'm sure he'll have some task he wants you to start on right away.
Okay, can I... Okay, so that's the Ichani mercenary, or at least a Ichani mercenary. What about him? Does he have anything to say?
Mind? I'm in the middle of a Republic recruiting drive right now. I need to hire these mercenaries before they sign up with the Sith.
Is that the only reason? Like, why are you hiring the mercenaries?
In case you hadn't noticed, there's a war on. If we don't hire these mercs, the Sith will. Now, excuse me. I have to continue my recruitments.
Okay, is that the only reason, though? Like, I want to know the reason. Okay, so 2 Self-Cath. Okay, Self-Cath, Traveler. What happened? Oh, this is the courts. Okay. Maybe I don't want to go in there yet. And I can't talk to Sunri and the, like, I vaguely remember, like, the courts and then, like, the prison place. I vaguely remember. So I think I'll leave those for a little bit later. I'm gonna go talk to the Republic, Republic guy. What's his face? Okay. Oh man. And there's more Self-Cath just in there. Okay. Soldiers that I can talk to.
You decided to leave your little hermitage in the forest and come help us stop the Sith. I guess you realized this was worth coming out of retirement for, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Sonny. The Sith are the greatest evil to hit the galaxy since, well, the Mandalorians. And they're the worst thing since Exar Kun, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc.
Okay, old man, you lost me there. Are you trying to make a point?
Look, everybody always figures the time they live in is the most epic, most important age to end all ages. But tyrants and heroes rise and fall, and historians sort out the pieces.
If you feel that way, why did you come with us?
Malak is a tyrant who should be stopped. If he conquers the galaxy, we're in for a couple of rough centuries. Eventually, it'll come around again. But I'd rather not wait that long. So we do what we have to do. We try to stop the Sith. But don't start thinking this war, your war, is more important than any other war just because you're in it.
That's an interesting theory, but I don't buy it. The Republic stands for something. It stood for something for 15,000 years, and if it falls, everything will change forever.
You believe whatever you need to get through this, Sonny. The bottom line is we both want to stop Malak. So let's not get hung up on the details. Let's just get back to stopping him.
Yeah, we do need to take care of him. He's not a good guy. Okay. There's a bunch of Republic soldiers that I couldn't even talk to. Would they actually, like, tell me what's going on?
Those Sith are always trying to goad us. Why don't the Selkath stop them?
Because they are trying to stay neutral in the conflict. So they had nothing to say. So we'll continue on. Atto East. Okay. Wait. I think I'm in the wrong area. I was going to talk to the Republican embassy person. Okay, we're going. I just took a wrong turn somewhere. Okay. Okay, so let's go talk to him, see why they're recruiting so many mercenaries. Whether or not he'll actually tell me, who knows?
Have you managed to
No, I have not. Can I not ask him anything else? Did I screw things up? Can he tell me?
Hey, great! You slice the encryption on those cards. They change the codes regularly, so you'll have to use it pretty soon or not at all.
Got it! Does that mean I'm, out of luck and we'll need to get the one guy? Okay, will he say anything?
I'm sorry,
no.
I'm on duty, citizen. Please refer any questions to our diplomatic corps. Thank you.
Okay, well, that doesn't help me at all. Alright, then I guess we're just, gonna have to guess. Because I have nothing for Nilkos. It was Nilkos, right? Nilko, not Nilkos. Nilko. Okay. Yeah, I have nothing for him. So I guess we're just gonna continue on. I should use the force speed. There is a reason why I got it. Woo! Blurry screen! Yay! Everything but the HUD. Okay, going back to Otto West. And we're gonna talk to, I guess, the courts, since that's all I can do. I mean, I could technically talk to this Selkath guard. Only the arbiters are permitted into the prison cells, human. Okay, I'm sorry, I will be going now. So then I will need to definitely go talk to the courts. Jolie.
Yes?
Can we not do this? Can you let me through, please? Thanks. It's like, technology has gotten better about getting trapped behind your NPCs, like your companions.
The Republic respects the peace of Otto City, Your Honor, but the Sith are a violent people who leave violence in their wake. I have 3 soldiers in the infirmary.
If the Republic soldiers were more capable, they would not have suffered such serious injuries. Are my soldiers to be punished simply because they won a fair fight?
I hardly call 6 against 3 a fair fight. The Sith are cowards who attack only when they have the advantage of numbers.
I'm aware of the Republic's indignation. However, witness reports clearly state your Republic soldiers were as willing to engage in violence as the Sith in this case.
They were provoked, Your Honor. The Sith goaded them into this fight.
Taunts and threats are not sufficient provocation in the eyes of the court. Words can be ignored, which is what your men should have done. I find both the Republic and the Sith to be equally at fault for this breach of the peace. I should throw all parties involved into the Otto City jail, but since no Selkath were harmed in the conflict, I will show mercy and levy a fine of 10,000 credits to both sides. Oof. The court is dismissed, though I warn you that further disturbances will not be viewed with such leniency. Oh boy. That's a fun time. Not so fun time.
Why can't the Selkath see what the Sith are really like? They should ban them all from this planet.
I mean, they're trying to stay neutral, which is fair, given that they're like one of the only sources of like a healing agent of some sort. Alright, Judge, Shulkar? Yeah, Shulkar. Interesting. Alright, what can I do to help, Sunri? I am Judge Shulkar, acting on behalf of the Selkath government of Manaan. It is my task today to answer the needs of off-world citizens of both the Republic and the Sith Empire. If you have legitimate grievances with another party, then you should speak to me. You should first, however, consult with the Republic Embassy before pressing formal charges. Is there something you wish to bring to my attention? I mean, how did you know I was part of the Republic? I mean, it's probably pretty obvious. Do they know? Is that something that I can ask them? Would they actually know? How did you know I was from the Republic first? Sure. Your ship registry is originally from the Republic world of Transcell. Therefore, you are a Republic citizen. Okay. Or are you saying you stole your ship? No, perfectly legitimate. I mean, we technically did steal the ship. It's fine. No, it's perfectly legitimate. Yep. I own it. I see. Is there more you need? What do you know about the young Selkath who have been going missing? The court is unaware of any missing beings reports. Should any substantial evidence come up in regards to such a disappearance, you should file it with us and an investigation will be launched. Okay. Is there anything else you require? I would like to investigate the murder case involving Sunry. That is acceptable, I believe. In Manaan legal tradition, the defendant can have an arbiter who tries to prove his innocence in court. This arbiter is a neutral party that can investigate and present evidence in the trial and argue on the defendant's behalf. As you are a Jedi, I believe you could fulfill the role adequately.
I suppose you're Sunry's only hope. We have to at least try to help him.
So be it. You are now appointed arbiter in the case of Sunry versus the Sith Empire. Your name and position have been recorded in our files. I will now inform you of the pertinent facts in the case. You have a limited amount of time in which to investigate and organize a defense of your client, and I advise you to use it wisely. Sunry was seen leaving a hotel, leaving behind a dead Sith woman, Elasa Hyros. Oh, interesting. He has been charged with murder and is being held in the Ahto City prison facilities. Due to his crippled status, he is being... Oh, whoa, I missed that. Okay. Witnesses claimed he have seen the killing and are being detained in the hotel in question pending the trial. The manager of the hotel has now been informed of your appointment. There we go. El Lasso is found dead of a blaster wound with an incriminating Republic metal clutched in her hand. This information has been uploaded to your datapad. It would be wise to review all information before the trial starts. You may question Sunry or the witness. The evidence in this case is heavily stacked against Mr. Sunry. I believe it will take some doing to absolve him of guilt.
Yes, but it almost seems too heavily stacked, doesn't it? Very suspicious.
You may also interview the judges here, including myself, to get an idea of the pertinent factors in this case. Since this is also your first case and you are an off-worlder, I feel compelled to add good luck as my final missive. Alright, thanks. Like as I'm stumbling over my words because tongue tie is a thing. I am also being stabbed by a Karthus weapon. Got it. Invisible walls all around. Ah! Okay. Got it. So I can talk to Sunry, I believe is what he said. Okay. Sunry murder trial. Got it. I've spoken to the judges in the court, and they have consented to appoint you arbiter in this case. As arbiter, you will defend your client. I mean, nothing much. Thanks for the follow. O.P. Jacobs. Did I say that right? Or is it Jacobs? Let's see. As arbiter, you will defend your client to the best of your ability before the judges. They have given you the following information as well. Okay, so just like Jacobs. Okay, got it. I've been reading some strange names in this game, so it's like I don't know how to pronounce half of these. But it is a fun game. I've played it before. I'm just doing a lot of different quests that I haven't done before. Okay. Only the second game? Yeah, the second game is really good too. The first one, it's like I feel like I like the second one a little bit better because there's like a lot more kind of gray area to the game that isn't really present in the first game. There is still some of that, but like I feel like the second game just has a little bit more of that, like especially with like Kreia. So, let's see. So Sunray has been leaving the scene of the murder. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Oh wow, there's a lot to this. I didn't realize there was. This is like a scroll down and figure out all the things. Okay. Oh, there's a gambler. Okay. Interesting. So I could let's go to the hotel and talk to them. Yeah, so I know at least with I'm playing on Windows 10. So I don't know how Windows 11 would work, but I know that I have to change the like part of the display settings. Like if you have a larger screen, so like if you have like a 4K screen or something, and you're needing to up the it's not like the zoom. What is it? What is it called? It's not zoom, but it's basically like, oh, Jolie apparently wants to talk. But it's like the my brain is blank. My brain is just blank. Yeah, Kotor. Yeah, it's the same engine. I've had issues with also like I think it's Jade Empire is what it's called, which is another BioWare. Oh yeah, and you do need to have it like have VSync enabled because it has issues. I don't know why you need VSync enabled, but it does have issues. Yeah. I know that Kotor 1 has a few more issues because like it hasn't been updated in forever, whereas Kotor 2 has been updated at least more recently. So, it's kind of like you have to have a particular computer or something to make it work. I know that some like NVIDIA graphics cards tend to not have as many issues from what I know. But I'm pretty sure you can get it to work with an AMD graphics card as well. It just like it depends. There's a lot of like moving parts with the first game, I think. And the fact that it's like so old and you have to figure out the compatibility stuff. So that's a fun time. Alright, so Jolie wants to talk, so I will talk to Jolie.
Got something on your mind?
Why did you decide to come with me?
Got yourself a fast little ship? I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an Uller in mating season. Ugh, frightful.
Yeah, it is a fun game. I feel like it is worth it. Like, just even if you've just played the second one, it is worth it. So, it's like a lot of the BioWare games like are pretty good. So, so you wanted to ride on my ship?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of the synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
No, seriously, tell me.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a panther.
Is this a comment on my breath?
No, but it could be. An Anduvian salt tablet would clear that right up, you know. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Andor Vex was his name. The force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
Never heard of him.
Oh, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedi's excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Is there supposed to be some hidden meaning in this?
I don't know. Are you overconfident? I hadn't noticed. Even if I had, I would never comment on it. We're talking about Andor, remember? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
How young are we talking?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fella, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
Andor killed Krat, I take it?
Of course he did. Haven't you been listening? It was not in the way you probably expect, though. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too. This could have just been gurgling noises. Well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
I could say I hate you, old man. Let's see. But how can you even be sure Andor was responsible?
What? Are you kidding? What are the odds of that happening anyway? 1,000,000,000 to 1? You should do so well as to be sucked into the engine of some evil Sith Lord, you know. Andor was a hero. Sort of. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoot!
Jolie is a fun character. I mean, like, there's a lot of fun characters here. I did not want to go that way. I want to go this way. Because this is where the hotel is. Oh, not that. This way. There we go. Man, it's been like a long time since I played this game too. So like I am like rediscovering some of these like quests. I'm rediscovering some of these like stories that are told, and I'm just like, oh wow. This way. Alright, Ignis.
You're the one defending Sunry now, huh? Well, the hotel's open for you. And I guess I gotta answer any questions you want too.
Tell me what you saw the night of the murder.
The Sith woman, Alasa, rented a room in the hotel. An hour or two later, Sunry comes in and goes to her room. couple hours later, I hear a blaster shot and see Sunry running. He can't run good because he's a cripple, but he still was going pretty fast. I would swear he started after the shot, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure he left after the shot went off.
Could it have gone off after he left?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, just barely. But I wouldn't say that to the court.
I mean, but would it really be okay to, like, have him basically commit perjury? That would not be a fun time. Let me just ask something else, because I want to, like, I want to figure out what happened truthfully and then go talk to Lake. Yeah, it is kind of similar. Kind of. Like, man, it's been so long since I played the second one too. But yeah, like, I think it is similar to it. It's like there's a lot of like similar quests in the second one too, but like they have different outcomes and like, yeah. Okay. Let me ask something else.
What do you want to know?
Let's see. What do you know about Sunry and Elasa? Is it Elasa?
Elasa used to rent rooms here every week or so. Then Sunry would come by a couple hours later and stay all night. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what was going on.
Who are the witnesses in the hotel?
There were only 2 other people in the hotel when it happened. One was a Rhodian named Glupor. Seems like a really dirty, shifty type. Normally I don't let his kind in here. I'm a reputable businessman, you know. But there weren't many people here, so I decided to take a chance. The other is a regular named Feareth Me. He's a Pazak player. Probably an addict, but he claims he's big in some circles. Don't know anything about him other than that. Anything else you want to know?
Like another Pazak player. Please don't tell me to play Pazak. Just like, as like I love Atten and his like tactics with using Pazak, but like just like I personally do not like playing Pazak. It is just not my favorite pastime. Okay, I have no more questions for now.
Well, okay. If you need anything else, I'm gonna be right here.
Okay, so I guess let's go talk to people. Can I actually, like, talk to people in here, or do I... Oh, okay, so yes. The doors are open. That's quite nice. Okay, let's talk to this guy first. Yeah, Pazak, like, I remember when I first played Pazak in the first game, like, forever ago, and I just did not get it. I didn't get it at all. And then, like, after a few times, it's just like, wait, this is what it is? And, like, even, like, Mass Effect has, like, a similar thing with Pazak, except it's not Pazak. It's, like, some other gambling whatever machine. I forget what it's called. But it's basically the same thing, and I'm just like, I don't like this. It's like, I can get it, but like, I don't like playing it. It's not my favorite pastime. Like, if I can avoid it, I will. Okay, so Feareth Me. What do you have to say?
You here to see me about the murder too? I told the damn fish everything I knew. What more do you all want from me?
Yeah, I think there are mods. Skip it. It's like pretty sure there are. I will just avoid it. I like to try to play a game without the mods, at least for a little while. And since it's been so long since I played this, I'm not playing with mods. And yeah. But I might have to look into like the mods if I decide to like play this again at some point. Like a dark side playthrough instead of like a light side. Let's see. What do you know about Sunri and Elasa?
Sunri, I only heard of once or twice in passing. Some sort of old-time war hero against the Sith. Seen him around in the hotel, too. Going to Elasa's room always, of course. Kept the rest of the building up half the night with her damn antics usually.
You mean Sunri was having a relationship with Elasa?
I'm not saying anything like that. What they did in that room in private is their business. And there isn't any rule against Sith and Republic seeing each other for personal reasons. Although if you think her Sith master didn't know, you must be fooling yourself.
Sith master?
Oh, well, Elasa was a Sith, so of course she'd have to have someone above her. Yeah, I didn't see anything.
What did you see?
Well, one time...
yes, the gossip.
Coming in wearing this big cloak. I was on my way to my room, and she normally wears stuff like that, so I didn't pay her too much attention. But this time, I accidentally brushed up against her. Accidentally, of course. And her cloak fell open. Now, I don't have any qualms about the Sith. I leave them alone, and they leave me alone. And seeing as how Elasa had a Sith lightsaber under her cloak, I'm not going to poke that hornet's nest.
She was a dark Jedi?
Seems so. But I'm not getting myself in any further with the Sith. I know how ruthless they are. Now, that's all I'm going to tell you. I'll testify it to the court, but you aren't going to get anything else out of me.
Okay. So it sounds like oh. There's loot. You don't see me. Thanks for the credits. It's like it's like there's some mechanics in this game. Okay, so Gloopor. You here with Selkath? You have questions for Gloopor. Gloopor already say everything he knows. Okay. I am not going to enjoy reading his speech. That's fine. It's like I'm just gonna struggle a little bit more. It's fine. I have questions about the murder of Elasa. Gloopor tell everything to Selkath. You not know. Gloopor have no reason not to say. Gloopor tell everything. Everything about murder. Everything about Sith Lady's room. Why were you at the hotel? Gloopor staying at hotel. Gloopor not very rich. Hotel much too rich for Gloopor to live at, but Gloopor stay for weeks and have enough to stay here for a few days. Using Gloopor's chance to live better for a while. What did you see? Gloopor not see murder. Oh no, Gloopor didn't see Republic guy, the cripple, Sunri, his name. Gloopor thinks. Gloopor see Sunri running away from the scene of crime. Gloopor see nothing else at all, especially not in Sith Lady's room. What about Elasa's room? Gloopor just curious to see what had happened. Gloopor have no reason to go into room. No one pay Gloopor to do it. Did someone pay you to do something in that room, Gloopor? How you know someone paid Gloopor? I mean, you kind of just said it. Well, Sith man came up to Gloopor after murder, before Selkath arrived. He say he give Gloopor good money if Gloopor put metal into Sith's hands. Gloopor good. Gloopor plant evidence and leave no trace, but Gloopor no recognize Sith man anyway. Gloopor not recognize humans very well. No use to Selkath, so not bother to tell them. Well, that and the Sith man say he kill Gloopor if Gloopor speaks. Oh no. Gloopor think he can't talk more right now. Gloopor feels the need to lie down, maybe just stay here. I mean, that's fair. That is a very scary position to be in. Especially since you just talked. Would you be able to tell... Would you, be able to tell, the courts that, potentially? Granted, that would be incriminating yourself, but, I don't think he will. I'm gonna use Karth because that walkway is a little bit narrow. Okay, I don't know if he'll say anything else, but I've got new information. What does it say for me? Firth me, the Pazak player. He told us that she was a Dark Jedi. Well, basically told us that she was a Dark Jedi. Laura believes that he's innocent. Glupor planted evidence, which is not good. Not good for Glupor, not good for Sunry. But I mean, now that we know, oh, there's a mysterious man over here. What are you gonna tell me, mysterious man?
You, Jedi. I hear you're investigating the Sunry murder trial, are you not? This case is not at all what it appears to be. Many currents, might I say, flow beneath the surface.
Why are you telling me this?
Let us just say that I'm an interested party, and that I have concerns. This murder is much more complicated than it may first appear. The Sunry and Elasa are proxies for their governments, and both sides want the other to fail. You can see the journey by the footprints. You understand, yes?
I think so? Kinda?
I'm saying they both had something to do with it. They've both kept their hands in this from the start. If you want to get to the bottom of this murder, you might seek information from both the Sith and the Republic, likely in their embassies.
I mean, they wouldn't just give it to me. Why should I believe you?
Because you have no one else to trust. Not Sunry, not the witnesses, and certainly not the judges. And if you take my advice, what have you to lose? Heed my advice, Jedi, and you may yet find the truths in this murder.
Alright. Cool. I don't know if the embassy, the embassy head over here will actually tell me anything, because I already, started the main quest, I think. So I don't think Roland will actually, tell me anything. He'll probably be like, have you gotten the droid data yet?
Have you managed to retrieve the data from...
Nope. I have not.
Time is a critical...
Okay. So, I can't really, talk to him about it. I mean, there's a terminal over here. Could I do something with the terminal? I may need mission or resolve bar, because I think they have better computer than I do. And security. Sure, we'll, Jolie, since you're still investigating with me, sure, we'll keep you on. Control terminal. Do you have something? No. It's just a cage that isn't active. Got it. Okay. I could slice into this computer. I don't know. Hold on.
What?
Mission, can you do me a favor? Okay. I don't... Okay, these are not useful for me. Maybe the data archives, actually. There it is, Sunry Incident Archive. The computer screen switches to a fisheye view from some sort of small surveillance device on a wall. A beautiful young woman enters the room, followed by a much older man. Sunry. As she walks further into the room, he softly closes the door, pulls a blaster, and shoots her in the back. Oh dear. This must be some sort of secret recording of Sunry murdering Elasa. Well, that's kind of incriminating. A little bit more than a little, incriminating. Okay, well, we know that he is, guilty of the murder. I might have to go to the Sith embassy as well. Which means I'd probably have to, continue on with, the main quest line a bit. Alright. I guess I'll go talk to Sunri himself, since I am his arbiter now, and see what he has to say. Welcome back. Ooh, what tea?
Hey, this street is for Sith only. You gotta pay a 20 credit toll to walk down this street.
Did I take a wrong turn somewhere? Ah, green tea. Nice. This is a public street.
Hiding behind the Selkat laws. Typical Republic cowardice.
Excuse? Alright. I must have taken a wrong turn somewhere. I think I have. The map. Yeah, I got all turned around. This is fine. It's like, we'll go back. Okay. So that was the wrong way to go. Right, I have to go all the way back. All the way back if I'm gonna talk to Sunri. Alright. Force speed ahead. Alrighty. It's like the maps, like... I don't think like there's like a... Like there's not like a... fast travel type thing, except for like back to the Ebon Hawk. Okay, there's Allura. And then let's talk to the Selkath guard. You may come and go as you please, Arbiter. You will find the door unlocked. If you wish to begin your trial, you must make the request with the warden. It shall then be passed on to the judges. Got it. Cool. Well, things are not looking good for Sunri right now. Okay, there's a prisoner right there. Hello, Sunri.
Jolie, what are you doing here? Allura sent me, Sunri. I'm here to get you out of this mess. The courts went and made us arbiters for your case.
Just like old times, eh, Jolie? You come swooping in out of nowhere to save my tail from the fire?
You saved my wrinkle butt more than a few times as well, friend, if I recall. But there'll be time for catching up later. Right now, we need to focus on the case.
The case is a complete frame-up. Anyone looking at the evidence could see that. So I thought. But the Selkath seem to think that there's enough to go to trial. There aren't any witnesses. All that evidence against me is circumstantial and completely flawed.
Except for the recording. If the recording is, like, correct at least. If it is Sunri. Sure, let's go over the evidence.
Well, I was at the hotel, I admit. And I did meet Alasa there that night, but it's not what you think. I was working with Republic intelligence. We were pretending to feed information to the Sith. Well, I turned Alasa into a double agent working for us. It was going well, too, until she turned up dead. Maybe the Sith had found out I was turning her and had her eliminated. But let's look at the facts they've given. Alasa was brutally killed. Think about that. She was a Sith, trained in battle, and I'm just a crippled old man. My war injuries make it difficult for me to walk, even to hold things. See how my hands are shaking? How could I kill a Sith warrior at close quarters? I ask you. Further, they say they found my hero's cross at the crime scene. Would I leave my war medal behind if I killed someone? Even I'm not that stupid. Obviously, the Sith planted the cross.
Yes, they did.
And what about the lack of forensic evidence? Skin and hair samples, clothing fibers. Why isn't there anything like that at the crime scene? Sounds like an obvious frame-up to me. I hope you can see how the Sith are manipulating the Cellcat, and probably even you to set up this against me. We need to get this over with quickly and clear my name. Anything else I can help you with? I want my Arbiter to be well prepared before we go to trial.
I mean, it would help if you, like, told me the truth about everything. There's a few things we have to clear up.
Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide.
I mean, I could ask him that. Were you and Alasa having an affair?
No, what this must look like, yes. Yes, we were having an affair. I know it was wrong, but I'm a weak man. Alasa was beautiful and young. How was I to resist her charms? But I didn't kill her. I loved her. Please. I know I made a terrible mistake getting involved with Alasa, but I was going there to break it off with her. I did it, but found out later that she was dead. I don't deserve to go to jail just for having an affair, do I? You have to help me prove that I wasn't the killer.
So I have played, of the Fallout games, I've played, Fallout 4, and I've also played, New Vegas. I also have, like, the first 3 games because of, like, the Epic, like, free games at one point, during, like, the Christmas season. I just haven't played those yet. And I'm not sure how much I'll like them because I know that they're a bit different from like the newer games such as like New Vegas and Fallout 4. I know that like, so I haven't actually played all the way through either of them, but I have played them. And I did enjoy playing them when I did. So. Okay, let's see. There's a few other things that need to be cleared up here.
Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide.
Let's see. There was a Rhodian who planted evidence at the murder scene.
A Rhodian? I didn't know there were any Rhodians on Manaan. Oh, except for Tybark and this one named Glupar who's hanging around the hotel all the time. Okay, so maybe there are a whole bunch of Rhodians on Manaan. But what does that matter? If he planted evidence at the scene, it's a clear sign of a frame-up. He probably took all the evidence of the real killer at the same time. The evidence of a Sith conspiracy keeps getting stronger, doesn't it? I suspect there's still stuff you want to clear up. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide.
Alright. Well, you know you're guilty, Sunri. I've got the Republic's data recording.
So the truth is out. I never meant to kill her, you know. When I found out she was a Sith spy using me to gain information, that something inside me just snapped. She didn't know I had found out. So I waited until she fell asleep. And then I killed her. Simple, really. But once I realized what I'd done, I panicked. I contacted those spies from the Republic to help me. They found the illegal monitoring device that the Sith had planted in the room, altered its recording to hide my part in it, and cleared up the evidence. I figured that was the end of it.
Yeah, I did know that Death Stranding was free, at least during the Christmas season. I don't know if it is currently right now, because I haven't checked Epic's game store recently. But, yeah, I did get that. I don't think my computer will be able to handle it. It barely handles, like, some of the newer games. So, I know that, like, it's not the newest Star Wars game that came out, but it was the first game of the newest game that came out. So, Fallen Order? Because there's Fallen Order and then Jedi Survivor. I think Jedi Survivor was the new one. And then Fallen Order. So, like, Fallen Order, I can actually play that one. But my computer struggles. My computer struggles quite a bit. So, I kind of need, like, a new computer to be able to, like, play a lot of the the newer games. And eventually, I'll get a new computer. But, like, right now, any of the new Battlefronts? I think I might have, like, played a small bit, like, at a family member's house. But I don't remember, like, playing a lot of it. I remember watching a lot. I remember watching a lot of it, but I don't remember playing a lot of it. But I have at least seen them. And they do look very pretty. It just doesn't, like, they're not the same as, like, the original Battlefronts. I remember enjoying the original Battlefronts a lot. Yeah, they're very pretty games. Okay. But the Sith found out the truth, didn't they?
The Sith must have been spying on me and Alasa, trying to make sure she wasn't a double agent. They must have seen the Republic spies getting rid of all the evidence, so they planted their own evidence. Alasa must have stolen that hero's cross from me long ago and given it to her Sith masters like some kind of trophy. I just thought I'd misplaced it. But when the cross turned up on her body, I knew the Sith had put it there. So, now you know the whole story. What are you going to do?
I mean, like, confessing is probably his best option. Because he did, like, kill her. Granted, I haven't gone to the Sith base yet. There's a possibility that maybe, like, she faked her death or something. But, you're guilty, Sunry, confess.
You think I'm some kind of monster, don't you? All I did was kill a Sith. How many Sith have you killed? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands?
That's different, Sunry, and you know it. We don't kill them in cold blood while they sleep.
I don't see how the two of us are any different. She was a spy. She was using me to get information so Malak's army could destroy the Republic. She deserved to die.
Killing your lover while she sleeps is murder, even if she is a Sith.
If I confess, I'm looking at 20 years in prison. And the Otto City officials might even place Koto sanctions on the Republic Embassy.
That would not be good.
How can we treat the injuries to our soldiers on the front lines?
It's not good. It's like, because, like, the way the Cellcath do work, like, they would do something like that. And it would not be good. He should own up to his crimes. He really should. But, like, I also need to figure out if, like, she faked her death in, like, the Sith embassies or something. Because, like, I haven't gone there yet. I probably should have at this point, but I haven't. So... They are just excuses. We both know you have to own up to your crimes, which sucks for the Republic, but...
No, I can't do that. And put the Republic's supply of Kolto in danger. No, I won't! Look, I may have done something stupid, and it may only be worse for my standing by it, but I will not confess. If you turn me in, the Republic will likely lose its Kolto export privileges, and then we'll lose the war for sure. Are you going to send all those thousands, millions like Taurus to their deaths just for your sense of justice?
Sunry, this is wrong, and you know it. I am a Jedi. What is it that you expect me to do to defend your actions?
You do whatever you have to, Jolie. I know what I did, but I also know what's at stake here. No, I'll rot in here if I have to. I won't betray the Republic. Do what you have to. Know what the consequences will be.
Okay. Let's see. Where is Mission? She's just staring at a wall. It's like, do. I'm not, like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just gonna stare at this wall, and I am running into an invisible wall again. Alora, I have some bad news for you. I have some bad news.
I hear you've been appointed as arbiter in Sunry's trial. My husband is innocent. Please don't let him go to jail for a crime he didn't commit.
Except he did. I'm sorry. Let's see. I have this recording. I'm sorry.
Lies. It must be. I knew the Sith would never let a Republic hero get away. You must find Sunry innocent.
Your husband might not be so innocent, Alora.
This is all a plot to discredit the Republic. Sunry is a victim of a Sith frame-up.
It's possible. I haven't seen Sunry since I crashed on Kashyyyk. A man can change a lot in that time. The man I knew could never have done this crime, however.
Find the real evidence. That's all I ask. The real evidence will prove Sunry didn't do this.
Except, like, the evidence... At least the evidence that I have right now, shows that he did. Which is no good. But, we're gonna go to the Sith base at this point, I think. Actually, hold on. So, I've talked to him. Is it... Will he take that they're recruiting mercenaries because the Sith are also recruiting mercenaries as, like, the option? As, like, the reason. Have you news for me, human? Have you discovered why the Republic is hiring mercenaries? No, I'm still looking into it. Alright, cool. Once you have the answers I seek, I will gladly pay you the 500 credits I promised. Okay. Sounds good. So, we're gonna go and, get to the Sith embassies. Which I believe is in the area that I haven't explored yet. So we're running at force speed. And we'll see how things go there. Okay. Excuse me. Republic soldiers, which means this is where the Republic embassy was. Otto East. Okay. So this is probably where Sith embassy is, and it's where the Sith lady was like, "You gotta pay me credits because this is our territory, basically." Okay. Sith soldier, Sith soldier. Cath, Traveler. Any named NPCs?
I have no desire to speak to you. I know you have links to the Republic.
I didn't even talk to you. What? Didn't even talk to you. Okay. Can I go? Is this where is this? Is this the Sith embassy? Oh, it's swoop registration. I don't want to go there. Let's not go there. Swoop racing is fun, but it's again another thing that I try to avoid. But it's something that is a little bit more enjoyable than Pazak. Okay, Yortol's Emporium. Do you have like? Okay, so it's another store, but
Got any armor plating for my swoop bike?
yes, I have a fine piece right here, a little dented but still serviceable, and a real bargain at that price.
I thought this garbage was free. You actually sell this junk? You fish are a strange breed.
He's an Ethorian. Get out of my store. I'm sick of you Sith and your stupid jokes. I've got real customers to worry about. I don't need you coming in here and making fun of my inventory every day.
Don't worry, junk man. When I want garbage, I'll be back.
Okay, so this is like this a store kind of like the one in the Republican embassy area, but like not. Okay, you're tall, Ixlis? Are you here to mock me as a Sith, or do you actually want to buy something? I mean... I'm not here to make fun of you. I'm Violet Blorp. Please forgive me. I had no cause to be so rude to you. The Siths make such trouble for me, and the business has been slow. But that is no excuse for my tone. I apologize. Please let me start off on the right foot. Welcome to the used goods store of Your Tall Ixlis. If there is anything I can help you with, all you need to do is ask. Okay. Let's just look at your inventory real quick. Of course, human, my stock is all secondhand and some of it has minor damage. But with the repairs I have done to them, my items are as good as new for a fraction of the price. Okay, cool. Okay, so he's a droid. He's got droid parts. Got it. Good to know. Can I ask some questions? I fear I will be of little help in providing information, human. I spend most of my time here in the shop, or out collecting inventory. Got it. And at night I am too exhausted to do anything but return home and sleep in preparation for the next day. That is a mood. That's a mood. I will do my best to answer your questions, but I cannot promise to be of much help. Alright, do you know why the Republic is hiring mercenaries? I cannot say. Perhaps the Republic is preparing for battle with the Sith. They are at war, after all. And I wish the Republic a quick and total victory. My own life will be much easier once the Sith have been defeated and destroyed. Okay, so I can only ask one question before it goes back to this menu. Got it! Cool! Are the Sith involved in the recent disappearances of the Selkath youth? I have no proof of that. Proof that they are. Yet it would not surprise me. The Sith are evil. I missed that. Okay, my own experiences with the Sith have been most unpleasant. They come and mock me and damage my goods, but I cannot take action against them, or they would surely kill me. Okay. Why does it go back to this screen? Probably because you're not supposed to, like, ask about all these things. I'm investigating the Sunry case. I know nothing of this trial, though I find the facts hard to accept. Sunry was a famous hero of the Republic, hardly the type to commit murder. I would not be surprised to learn the Sith have framed the poor man in an effort to embarrass the Republic. The Sith have no conscience in such matters. Okay, so, he probably has nothing to say, but, okay, I guess I'll be going now. As you wish, human. Should you ever find yourself in need of quality used merchandise, I urge you to return to my establishment. Got it. Cool. Thanks. Alright. I should probably, like... Okay. I'm gonna... Yeah, let's bring Karth. Jolie. I don't know if he has, like... the abilities that I potentially need him to. He's got computer use. That's actually good. I'm glad he has that at least. And then security, he has 0. But I have security, so that's fine. I guess. Okay. Alright. Cool. We'll continue on. Sith war droids. Everywhere. That's fantastic. I'm gonna have to pretend to be a Sith, aren't I? Hello, Sir, Sith diplomat.
I know you. You're the arbiter in the murder trial. Ilasa was a friend of mine. If there's any justice in the galaxy, they'll feed Sunray to the Phyrexians. Shouldn't you be preparing for the trial? What are you doing here?
I want to ask you some questions.
You can ask, but I doubt you'll get many answers you'll like.
I mean, fair. Do you know about the Sunry case?
I know he'd already be tried, convicted, and executed if the Selkath knew anything about justice. But the fish people are as weak as the Republic when it comes to such matters. Is there anything else?
Why is the Republic hiring so many mercenaries? Do you happen to know? You're a part of the Sith, so they probably wouldn't know. However...
Who knows? Some scheming plot, no doubt. Hopefully the Selkath uncover it and ban the Republic from the planet. Is there anything else?
Would he be mad if I asked about this? Why have the Sith taken such an interest in the Selkath youth?
I haven't the faintest clue as to what you're talking about. Is there anything else?
I think you do know what I'm talking about. I'll be going now.
Go. Stay. Doesn't matter to me. If you want to, you can even wander up to the embassy gates. But don't expect to get inside.
Oh, okay. This is, something.
You're the arbiter in the murder trial. Ilasa was a friend of mine. If there's any justice in the galaxy,
walked into nothingness.
Sunray to the Phyrexians. Shouldn't you be preparing for the trial? What are you doing here?
Okay, that... The joys of playing older games. That was amazing. Okay, I have this pass card.
If you have a pass, why are you bothering me with it? Just go in.
Okay, thanks. I'll just go in. Okay, have fun. Thanks for joining the stream. Yep, see you next time. Okay, let's continue on, I guess, into the Sith Embassy.
You there. I don't recognize you. How did you get in here?
I have a pass card.
Your pass card is out of date, and I don't recognize you at all. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Commander Gran, report to the security desk immediately.
Well, this isn't gonna turn out too great.
You authorized this person to enter. I don't know them, and their identification doesn't match up. They're spies.
What? Sound the alarm! Droids, destroy them!
Alright. Well, this is probably fine. We're gonna have a fun time here. Okay. Let's start out with one of these. A few of them. Alright. Well, this is... The fact that they started this fight, like, I was just wanting to, just wanting to waltz on in here and, hope that they, let me go. But, I decided no. Ichani foil. Ooh. Alright. Okay. I am in an area where I cannot switch who I've got. So, this is to Otto City. Okay, that's probably where the, that's West Central. Okay, that's probably where the, hangar bay for them is. Okay, so we'll continue on here. Okay, I don't think any of us have demolitions. Karth doesn't. Jolie doesn't. I have 2. So I guess I will, try to disable, but it probably won't work. So, yep, too slow. Too low. I can just, avoid it, right? No, I don't want the door. Okay, I avoided it. They didn't. Okay, sealed door. So it is permanently sealed. Why is it permanently sealed? That is the question. Okay, flow central room. Or control room, right? Not central room. I read that wrong, I think.
Now you get it.
Okay. There's this droid over here, and there's probably like, yep, there's those guys over there. Got it. I'm breaking all sorts of laws here on Manaan. It's fine. It's fine, right?
You asked for this!
Pressure door. Pressure door. Probably should read the data pad that I just picked up. Was there any loot on these guys? I don't think there was any loot. No. No loot on him. No loot over here. Okay, cool. So it was just the one, and then there's the flow control room over here. Oh, there's some Jedi over here. Hello. Nice to see you guys. And of course, Hearth is out of the up here. Oh, I've been slowed. I don't like this. Hey, don't try to freeze me. Yay! I've got my buddies back.
I still got it.
Just try to do this again. Hey, he got stunned. Nice. Cool. Remains on him. Genro? Is that? Okay, nice. Okay. Got a new crystal to potentially look at. And a short lightsaber. Get those items. Okay, so there's a door over here. That leads to somewhere. A door over here that also leads to somewhere. Looks like it leads all the way back. So let's yeah, it leads all the way back around. Oh, so where I started was actually probably supposed to be like over here. Okay, got it. That's good to know. Okay, let's actually heal real quick. I can also level up, so let's level up. Skills! I need to get my repair up, so we're gonna do that, and we're also gonna give myself some persuade, and hope that I can get everything else eventually. Let's see. Speed. Stasis field. Force wave. Which one of these do I want more? Because, like, the stasis field would be nice because it would just, like, get a lot of people in stasis, which makes it a little bit easier to hit them. Force wave just knocks them down and probably takes a turn from them, technically. And speed gives me extra, like, rounds. Let's do stasis field for now, and then my next one will probably be like speed. Okay, cool. Okay, what is over here? There's a disassembly room. This is not a room. Okay, cool. Faulty ward droid. Which means there's probably a big fight somewhere around here. Unless the Jedi was supposed to be the big fight. There are some droids in here. Got it. Cool. It looks like they are kind of strong against us. So let's gang up on one.
Get it.
Wait, why are you attacking this one? What? That made sense. Okay.
Not this again.
Oh, catching me on fire. That's rude. Hey, let me attack. Why you no attack?
I still got it.
How'd you like that?
Okay, so do they have loot on them? They have 0 loot. West Lounge. Is this where I want to go? I don't know if this is where I want to go. Nope, I don't think so. Well, hello. I guess I am here.
Now you'll get it.
Let's go!
I'm breaking so many laws in Manaan, it's fine.
Not this again.
It's fine, right?
Not this again.
We're just attacking the Sith.
Down you go!
So, he doesn't have anything. They don't have anything. This looks like it's a dead end. This side... North computer room. Okay, so here's something that I... Oh. I don't think I want to go in there yet. I might want to try to find something else before I try to go in there. Okay, haven't gone all the way in here yet. Yep. Alright. We're here to attack things.
Let's go!
Down. Take care of the There's a broken droid here, which is probably what I'm needing to get. But I want to know what happened to the Selkath children too, so I guess we'll get the information from droid first. Okay, thanks. There's a footlocker here. What is in the loot box? The random stuff that I currently don't care about because I don't have a droid on my team yet. Well, I do have droids on my team, just not with me right now. So I will deal with that later. Okay, Okay, so there was something about, like, the pressure... This way. Okay, and then there's a door here. Okay, so there's a, like, force field right here that I can't really get to right now. Can't do anything with it, but there's also pressure doors. Yes, doors. Doors. Okay, let's look at the data pad about the, like, pressure whatever thing, because I assume that is what I need to look at. Water pump analysis. There we go. Commander Hasek, in regards to the system in place to cycle water from the ocean to the thermal heaters, what were you thinking? What made you put that airlock mechanism on the only other path to the north side of the base? Now everyone has to know how to cycle the water out of one room and into the adjoining one for each of the 3 rooms in sequence without accidentally flooding the room they're in. Uh-oh. We lost 7 troopers just this week. This is not a good... I mean, I understand why. Like, it's supposed to be dangerous, because, like, you know, we're not supposed to get there very easily. Next time I'm here, you better show me how to do it properly. I can't afford to lose any more of my aides while trying to get to the Selkath. Adjutant? I have seen this word. I have not actually said this word. Sorry, sir, but we had to change the pump mechanism since one of those fish people swam into one of the intakes outside. Oh no. The external flow controls push the water into the chambers north and south only now. The flow controls on the inside wall switches the water between sides east and west. The trick now is to push the water to the north and south extremes, then switch the water east-west and walk through. The meters by the flow control panels show if there is water in the adjacent room. We've also installed lifeform detection sensors, so there shouldn't be any more aid problems. Okay. We're trying to get the system passed as quickly as possible, sir, but the Selkath authorities monitoring our base have made this much more difficult. Oh dear. Okay, so from the looks of things, this side is filled with water. That's what it looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little save here in case I screw things up. Alright. Pressure door. Please don't be filled with water. Okay, you're not filled with water. Awesome. That's... Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay. Can I close the door? Is there a way to close the door? Like, okay, let's... I think this is the door control. Yes, okay, let's do that. Water has been transferred to the... Oh. Oh no. Okay. Cool. Let's do that. Okay. So it doesn't have water in it anymore. Okay, cool. There's still water over there. Okay. Can I do this? Am I safe? I am safe. I think. Okay. Whew! This is terrifying. Okay. Well,
Warning. Activating flow control may flood occupied chambers. Please ensure all receiving chambers are empty.
Dandonek. Thanks for the follow. Hello. Okay, well, let's proceed and see if I end up, unaliving myself. That would not be a fun time. Proceed. Am I okay? I'm okay! Okay, so, we continue on. Okay. I think we're, I don't know. Okay, so, can I just go through? Yes, okay, cool. So I at least went through, and we're safe. Will I be able to come back safely? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Well, oh. That... okay. I'm alive. They like their grenades. I mean, I understand it. I understand that grenades are like great for like crowd control, but okay, let me get that poison off of us. It's rude.
Time to rumble.
Okay, cool. I think we're alive. I mean, I say I think we're alive, but we're alive. Okay, let's auto level you up, Karth, because that's a thing. Okay, close. Alright, is this a... oh, I can actually touch the desk and do something with it. Okay, slice the computer. View. Okay, so I could overlord, yes, overlord. Overload the power conduit, but I think I will turn and look at the other areas. So the force field, I think I'd like to get through. So let's disable the force field. Okay. Alright, so security room, that's where we're at right now. Okay. Return to system override. Okay, this is reception? Okay, that is reception. Training room. There's a Cellcath! Is that where the Cellcath are? Like, what? Where do I go there? How do I get there? Okay, so view flow control room. That's okay. I don't need to overload anything in there. Okay. Steam control. Wait, is that the other side of the steam, like the steam room or whatever? Probably. I can deactivate the steam vents. Yeah, I'll do that. Deactivating them. Okay, so now I can get to those areas. Disassembly room, which I already got. Okay. I can download the area schematics, but I prefer to go in blind. So let's log out. Okay, cool. Alright. So there's a power. Okay, there we go.
You asked for this!
Okay, he's down. Don't need to worry about him. He's got remains though. Hey, credits! Always nice to have some credits. Okay, so it looks like I've been through here. East Barracks. But I haven't. Well, maybe I have. I don't remember. I mean, I've played this before, but it's been so long it might as well be. It's been so long since I've played Kotor, it's like it might as well be like my first run. But I have played this before. I've played it a few times. But it was a long time ago. Get the items. Okay, get those items too. Ah! Getting stuck behind all the things. This room. Okay, well, I guess I made a U-turn, I guess. Because this is where the force field was before.
You asked for this! Let's go!
Let's see what you got.
I need to find the Cellcath. Like, I need the evidence.
How'd you like that?
No, I haven't seen anything else about like the sun retrial in here either. There's got to be something else here, right? But where would that be? There's a Cellcath apprentice. Hello. You are not friendly. I don't want to fight you, but I guess you're fighting me. I'm sorry, Cellcath apprentice. Okay, well, let's get the loot over here. I'm assuming this is where the training area is. I can't do anything with this particular desk, so, forward. Oh, Termitory, okay. I'm trying to remember the last time I played this. At least played it all the way through. I think I was... How old was I? I was young. Is Shasa? Right? That's how you pronounce the name? Shasa? Shasa, hello! I met your dad, I think. Intruders, should we sound the alarm, Shasa? No, wait, we cannot always be running to the Masters for help. We should handle this on our own. Perhaps this is a test the Sith have prepared for us. What are you doing here? Only Masters and Apprentices are allowed in here. Let's see... I am Violet Blorp. What are you Cellcath doing inside the Sith Embassy? The Sith are teaching us mastery of the Force. Our alliance with the Sith will bring strength to Manaan and the Cellcath people. You could have gone... You could have gone to the Jedi. Those would probably align a little bit better, to, like, your people's philosophy. Like, it would probably align a little bit better. Let's see. I don't want to kill them outright. Yeah, the Sith are evil. What they told you was a lie. Republic propaganda. The Sith are the victims of lies and half-truths. They are not monsters. No more so than the Republic. The Sith have promised to guide us in the use of the Force as a sign of their good faith, and once the Republic is defeated, the Sith will have promised to withdraw from Manaan and respect our independence. Oh, jeez. So this is where all the Cellcath youth went, and they are not on our side. I don't want to kill them. If the Republic is defeated, the Sith will enslave your planet. Spare us your lies. The Sith have treated us with nothing but respect and honor. You speak as if we are prisoners here, but we can leave whenever we wish. Our friends, Galas, choose to leave. Our friend Galas chose to leave. Okay. Shasa, what if they speak the truth? Remember what happened at Taurus? I mean, yeah, they destroyed Taurus. Taurus is nothing but a Republic lie. If the Sith are such monsters, then prove it to us. Surely there must be some evidence of the horrors they commit. I mean, they want the Kolto. They will conquer Manaan for the Kolto. So you say, but why should we believe you? We need physical proof, not the words of some Republic sympathizer. I am not using any mods. I decided I would try to play the game without the mods. Granted, like I usually play the game at least the first time through without mods, unless like there's any like specific mods that fix like progression issues. but I haven't installed any mods for this, and I haven't run into any issues so far. There have been some glitches, but it's been a long time since I've played this game too. So I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna bother with trying to find mods right now. But I will probably look into some of the mods, especially like with like some of the display issues. Like I have like a widescreen monitor. This is obviously not widescreen. So, and it has issues with widescreen. So there is that. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not currently using any mods. Persuade, give me some time, and I will find proof the Sith are evil. Shasa, I think we should give them a chance to prove themselves. We will not report your presence to our Sith masters yet. If you bring us proof of Sith lies and torture, we will return to your families and report this to the Otto City authorities. There we go.
Well, great. It can't be that hard to find proof of the Sith's activities, can it?
Until then, we shall stay here and continue our training in the ways of the Force. Okay, so we have to find... I don't remember this quest. Like, obviously, like, it's been a while. I don't remember a lot. I remember, like, the first few planets, but then, like, everything, like in Manaan, everything has been like, oh, this is like brand new, except for like Sunry's trial. I remember Sunry's trial, at least parts of it. Like I didn't remember, like I didn't remember like the mysterious man that showed up and everything. So far it's been kind of like, okay, this is new-ish. It's obviously not new, but it's bringing up the new. If that makes sense. Training room. Hey, are they gonna hurt me? I feel bad. I don't want to hurt you, Soulcat apprentice. I just basically killed you in cold blood. It's fine. Okay, going this way.
How did you get in here? Wait. I recognize you. Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Well, let me guess. You intend to collect this reward, right?
Master, give us the honor of aiding you in destroying this enemy of the Sith.
See? What did I tell you?
As you wish, my eager apprentices. We shall remove this thorn from Malak's side once and for all.
Okay. Well, they at least had the chance to potentially not fight. Alright, well, let's actually not. Let's do this first, and then, we'll see how things go. Jolie, don't you dare die on me.
You asked for this.
Yes.
Jolie, you need to use your force abilities more.
What?
My character apparently knows how to use her force powers more than Jolie, and Jolie is supposed to be the one that focuses on like the force powers. This is fine. So, loot? Loot? Yes, loot. Okay, a Luxem crystal, okay. And then Dark Jedi Master Robe. Alright. More loot. Yeah, it's been okay, I think. But it is like, it is a different pace than the other planets have been. Okay, this looks like it's just like a room. Okay. This is a different type of room. It's a data pad. Okay, what's in the data pad? Can I read the data pad? That's a data pad, but not the data pad that I just picked up, I don't think. No? I just picked it up! Was it? Okay, there it is. There it is! Okay, this appears to be the personal notes of the Dark Jedi Master in charge of the Sith base on Manaan. It seems that the Sith have been trying to turn impressionable young Selkath over to the dark side. After reading the lengthy progress reports on the topic, it seems that the final plan was to use these young Selkath to overthrow the current government and install a puppet government that the Sith would dominate. Is this what they want? Is this the, will they actually... So, like, that's mission for the Republic. Missing Selkath. Okay. The Phantom. They won't budge until you show how evil the Sith really are. Okay, well, that's evidence, right? Although, I guess they could construe it in a way that, like, maybe makes it look like... we fabricated it, maybe? Oh no! Tell Shasa, the Sith. The tortured Selkath was holding some sort of token. Oh no! Well, that's upsetting. Okay, well, I've got a data pad, and then there was, like, the token thing. Will they believe me now? Shasa, have you brought us evidence to back up your accusations? Have you found proof the Sith are evil, as you claim? I found a young Selkath dying from torture. Here, he gave me this. Shasa, this is the pin I gave Gallus when we were children. There's blood on it. You could have found this anywhere. For all we know, you killed Gallus. The Sith tortured him to death, Shasa. You know it's true. Shasa, I believe them. How else would they have found this pin? I didn't want to believe it, but I can no longer deny what I know to be true. Gallus is dead, and the Sith are responsible. I must apologize for doubting you. The Sith are truly as evil as you have claimed. We must report this to the Otto City authorities. Yes, we must report this at once. We thank you, human, for showing us the truth. You have saved us from a terrible mistake.
Just be careful with those gifts you've already learned. Beware the dark side, or you may end up betraying your world regardless.
Quickly, my friends. We can stay here no longer. We must flee the foul embassy and warn our people against the plot to corrupt the Manaan youth. Okay, well, they're gone now. And I gained light save points! Yay! Okay. Let's get these. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. So... continue on this way. I can't do anything with the mine. I am, too low level for demolitions. Okay, so I haven't gone this way yet. Yeah, it looks like it's just a door with Jedi! Fantastic. Okay. Let's do this. More of this. Okay, well. Man, your force abilities are so loud.
Down you go!
What is this ability that has, like, the down arrow on me? Yeah. Is it slow? I think it might be slow. Makes sense if it were slow.
Let's go!
Okay. Jolie! Hey, you get to level up. Okay, so all the loot. Okay. There's a footlocker. Do I have enough security to actually... Oh, there was... I guess there was a mine that I wasn't aware of. I am thinking my awareness it needs to be leveled up. But I've been trying to level up my repair so I can, like, figure out HK's whole story. Okay. Okay, I will take that. That should be helpful for me. Sure. Okay. That is everything here. And then I shouldn't go there. I'll want to go back this way. Again, I can't do anything with that mine. Okay, let's go this way. And then I think I have to go this way because I turned off the vents, so hopefully I don't have to worry about it. This way? Am I going the right way? I hope I'm going the right way. I think I'm going the right way. Yes, I'm going the right way. Sweet. Yay, the vents are off. Okay, door! Open up the door. Okay. So I visited Kashyyyk and Tatooine already. So I'm doing Manaan, and then after that it'll be Korriban. So, is there nothing here? Did I turn off the vents for no reason at all? That's kind of sad. What does a computer panel do? I could slice it, but I don't think it'll help me with anything here. Because that door doesn't look like it can be opened. Alright, well, I guess I'm leaving. Also, Jolie, let's auto-level you up. There we go.
I'm here.
Okay. West Central. Will they try to attack me or lock me up? Yep, they're gonna try to lock me up. You there, human, you are placed under the arrest of the Ahto City Civil Authority. What? Why? Though the Sith Embassy here is considered sovereign territory of the Sith Empire, we have been monitoring an alarming number of weapon discharges and detonations from within the base. Inquiries to the staff of the embassy yielded no response. It would seem that contact had been cut. Our cameras recorded you entering the base shortly before contact was lost and fighting apparently began. It is the conclusion of the Ahto City Civil Authority that you are responsible for the disturbance here, and you are hereby placed under arrest. You will come with us to await your trial. Okay. As material witnesses, the individuals who accompany you will be detained at your vessel, and the vessel itself prohibited from leaving Manaan. We will leave. Now, do not attempt to resist or we shall resort to overwhelming force. Okay. They didn't even give me an option to, like, resist. Greetings, human. I am here. I am called Wallace. Okay, Wallace. And I've been selected as your arbiter for the duration of your trial. Arbiter? Yes, arbiter. The one who defends you before the judges of the Selkath people. So, a lawyer. I will endeavor to prove to them that you are not guilty of the heinous crimes that you are accused of, off-worlder. What have I been charged with? You have been charged with initiating violence within the Sith Embassy, murdering members of the Ambassadorial Commission of the Sith Empire, and disregarding our own laws regarding violence in Ahto City. I mean, they kind of actually started. I would have been fine not fighting anyone, but, they were like, you don't belong here, and then they started to fight. Which I think would be within their right to do. But also, like, they were the ones that started the fight. What can I do? I would first like to ask you a few questions regarding the events that led up to your arrest. I've already been given all relevant data on you and your companions, so that can be disregarded. For what reason did you enter the Sith Embassy? I broken. I mean, I did, but, I mean, I had authorization. How did I get that authorization? That's a good question. Technically, you're not lying, but also still kind of lying because the way I got the authorization was kind of sketchy. And I mean, talking to the front desk person, he did say, like, just go right in if you have a pass. So in a way, he did invite me in. I had authorization to enter. I will. Am I real or AI? It's like, I mean, I'm real. I had authorization to enter. Indeed, I find that unlikely, Offworlder, but perhaps the judges will be more sympathetic to your view. What is your prior association with the Sith? I don't kill them whenever I find them. In fact, some of them actually, like, have nice talks with me, you know? I was invited to a party once. And then they passed out and then I stole their armor, but you know. I have no prior association. Indeed, since you have a pass card to their base, I can only assume you believe taking this route would lessen your sentence. Very well. That should be all the information I require of you for now. If you wish, we can begin the trial whenever you are ready. Can I... Would it be better if I were to represent myself? I don't know. I mean, I do have proof that the Sith are evil. I've got the data pad. So... Indeed, and what is that? The data pad proving they are kidnapping young Selkath. This is most disturbing. We should take this evidence and present it before the court right away. Will this get me out of... Will it get me out? Will I be okay? Will things be alright? You stand accused of the grievous murder of many Sith and extensive property damage to their embassy here. How do you plead? I mean, I am guilty. I am guilty of killing a lot of Sith. But I should probably plead not guilty? Because if I plead guilty... This is not good. Okay, not guilty. Let the record show that this trial has commenced. Presiding are judges Shelkar, Josa, Nelshakan, Kota, and Dula. This trial is to determine the culpability and punishment of this individual in the recent assault on the Sith embassy. Given the severity of this trial, we can dispense with the normal formalities of the court and proceed directly. You have pleaded not guilty, yet there are reports of weapons fire and detonations from within the Sith embassy. You were seen entering and leaving the embassy. The Sith have not conferred with the authorities about this matter, but from all available evidence, it would seem that you are the source of the disturbance. What is your explanation for being in the Sith embassy? I mean, I was working for the Republic, but I was investigating the disappearances of the young Sul'Kath. You believe that the Sith have had something to do with those disappearances? The Offworlder has probably been listening to Shayla's and his rumor-mongering. Most likely. Do you have any proof to back up your assumption, human? Have the Sith been implicated? Not emancipated. That is a different word. My brain. My brain. Okay. I have found this datapad as proof that the Sith are up to no good. Let it be noted that the court has taken this new evidence into consideration. This is most disturbing. The court will adjourn for a brief period to verify the evidence and discuss its importance. We have verified that this is indeed a Sith datapad indicating their complicity in a plot to overthrow the lawful government of Manaan. In gratitude for having discovered this heinous offense, all charges against you regarding this incident will be dropped. Yes! Yes! Pending a suitable penalty against the Sith, their embassy is considered off-limits to all Ahto City security personnel. No calls or incidents from their base will be attended to until this matter is dealt with, as they are no longer subject to the protections of Sul'Kath law. You have been found innocent and may leave as you desire. This trial is now over. Heck yeah! Heck yeah, okay. Like, I know there's other ways to get out of that, but, I didn't have to, like, throw the Republic under the bus. So that's cool. I don't remember how I got out of that the other time. Like, the last times I played this game. I don't remember. I don't. But I got out of it! I'm free! Okay. we're going to talk to the Republic Embassy now. Actually, I think there's other like side quests that I haven't done yet. Looking at the map here. So, okay, that's to the port. I don't need to go there. So continue on. East Central. So let's talk to the guy, although I could... I don't know what this one guy wants from me. I'm a little bit concerned. So let me, I guess, I'll save. I know I have to talk to him alone. I'll save in this spot. Okay, and then, I'm gonna need to remove both Jolie and Karth. And then talk to this guy. Hulas. You returned. Was it our business so unfinished when we last spoke? What is it you want? Sunny Vec gave me a message to see you. Sunny did not think you would come, but I knew better, Violet Blorb. It is good that you have come alone, for if you ever come with others, I will not speak to you of these things. I've been using Karth as, like, my tank, so he's not bad. I am Hulas of the, Gino Haradon. Okay. Secret Society of Bounty Hunters. For 1,000 generations we have existed, but always hidden beneath an impenetrable veil. I've never heard of you. If you ever have, we are shadow, darkness, and night. We are less than a whisper or thought. You have managed to keep our existence a secret far longer than most could ever imagine. If you are ever foolish enough to tell anyone about this meeting or the Haradan's existence, they would not believe you. They would probably think you were paranoid or mentally unstable. Not even those closest to you can know we have approached you. If you ever speak to me about any of your companions, I will not discuss the Gino Haradan. Do you understand, Violet Blorp? Always used Canderous over Karth. I mean, like, you don't really have Canderous for, like, the first part of Taurus. And really, like, I was trying to complete Taurus without leveling up so that I could have, like, all the points go into, like, my Jedi powers and everything. That's one reason why I've been using Karth, but also, like, light side character, I use Karth. Also, I mean, when I was younger, I enjoyed trying to romance Karth, so since, I mean, that's technically a thing with this game. And then as a male main character, you can romance Bastilas, so, you know. And I think there's also, like, the ability to, like, romance Johanny as a female character. I think. I remember reading something about it, but I don't completely remember. So, I understand. I believe you speak the truth, Violet Blorp, but remember this, if you ever betray us, this opportunity will be lost forever. Few among the galaxy have ever heard of the Gino Haradan. They never see us, never know we are there. They do not even know we exist. If you do not follow our rules, we will vanish and you will be like all the others. You will never see us again. We will be nothing but a figment of your imagination. But if you swear to keep the secrets of our order, you will learn of a forbidden society known only to a handful throughout the galaxy. I mean, I guess it depends. It depends. I might tell people about you if you happen to be an evil organization. But if you are not evil, then I think, like, I could probably preserve your secrecy. Yeah, I'll preserve the secrecy of your order, at least for now. Excellent, Violet Blorp. We have high hopes for you within the guild. If you prove yourself worthy, listen closely, and I will give you a first glimpse into our secret world. We, Gino Haradan, are an ancient guild of elite bounty hunters. For thousands of years, we have been at work throughout the galaxy, eliminating our targets in near total secrecy. Yeah, I've always played female. I generally play female if I have the option. Because, like, I mean, I'm female. And I'd like to play the game as a female. It's like, I think I've tried to play Mass Effect once, as male Shepard, and it felt so weird. It just felt weird. But, like, it was also enjoyable. So, like, I might have to, like, try to play as, like, a male character every so often. I've heard that, like, some of the, like, conversations between some of the other, like, female characters, at least in the second Knights of the Old Republic game, like, some of those conversations are a little bit more enjoyable than, like, the, like, conversations between, like, Atten and the Disciple or whatever. As, like, a female character. So, I might have to, like, try to play, maybe the second one as a male character. Let's see. How does anybody hire you if nobody knows you exist? In the highest corridors of power, a handful of people know we exist and how to contact us. Of course, these people are smart enough to keep this knowledge a carefully guarded secret. And on very rare occasions, when we are seeking new clients, one of our guildmasters will approach a powerful political figure and offer our services with the time when the time is right. So they're assassins. So what does this have to do with me? By killing Kalo Nord, you have shown you have great potential. The Gino Haradon could use someone like you if you are willing, and your work for us could be of great aid to the Republic. How will killing innocent people help the Republic? Innocent people? Our victims are far from innocent. The Gino Haradon will only accept a contract if the target's death suits our greater goals, goals that often match those of the Republic. The Gino Haradon have a vested interest in preserving the Republic. It is the perfect cover for our work. We operate behind the scenes, manipulating events through subtle machinations. Do you think the Republic has persisted for 15,000 years by mere accident? If not for our influence, distasteful as our methods may be to some, the Republic would have collapsed long ago. We understand the bureaucracy of the Republic. We have learned how to alter the course of the political events under their existing regime. We have no wish to see the Republic fall. This is a little hard to believe. That is one of the reasons our existence has remained secret for so long. Nobody wants to believe in a secret society manipulating and controlling events on a grand scale. Rumors and hints of our existence are dismissed as paranoid fantasies, but we do exist, Violet Blorb, and we have come to ask you to join us. Have I already asked why I would join them? Why would I want to join you? As I said earlier, your efforts here will help the Republic, and by aiding us, you will earn the right to join an exclusive organization with the power to alter the very course of galactic history. And of course, there is the simplest reason of all. The Gino Haradon reward their agents very, very well. Okay, what do I have to do to join? As you can imagine, joining the Gino Haradon is not a simple process. To begin, we will need proof of your loyalty and your competence. When you feel you are ready, we will give you a task, a target who must be eliminated. Of course, you will have to come alone whenever you wish to discuss Gino Haradon business. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've actually, like, done this quest at all. Because, like, I don't remember this, really. I think... Oh, man. It's kind of, like, interesting, though. Like, they're just, like, in the background, and just... no one knows about them. It might be like extra credits, but like also, I don't know how I feel about this particular character being like an assassin. Like, they were a smuggler. They were a smuggler at one point in time. Which is why, like, loot is a thing that I enjoy. But, I don't know. I don't know about, like, actually, like... I'll be back later. I will be waiting here for you, Violet Blorb. The Gino Haradon are eager to see the extent of your abilities. Ooh, nice gloves. Very nice gloves. I think for now, I'll leave it be. I might maybe do it later. But, okay. So... mission's really good. Like, she has, like, all of the, like... She has demolitions, she has security. She's, like, a good asset to the team. Although she should not be a part of the team because she's 14 years old. Jeez. 14-year-old on this adventure with, like, all these Jedi. It's fine. It's very sketchy. It's fine. I was with Jolie because he was... I never saw anything else with Sundry's like trial stuff. Like I didn't see like any cover up on the Sith side. Yeah, she's like, she actually says that she is 14 years old. Granted, she does not have the physique of a 14-year-old in this game. Probably because they had limited resources. But like, she is 14 years old. She should not be with us. I'm surprised that like Zalbar like allowed her to come with us. Granted, if she had not come with us, she would be dead. She would be on Taurus. She would be completely gone. She would not have lived a full life, and that would be really sad. But yeah, she's 14 years old. We should have left her on like Dantooine or something. But yeah. Yeah, we'll bring Mission. Come on, Mission. You're super useful. We're gonna auto level you up too. I like to keep everyone with their like own classes. Okay. So let's talk to the Republican embassy person. Roland, I believe was his name. Yes, Roland.
Have you managed to retrieve the data from our droid in the Sith base?
Yes, actually. Here it is.
Excellent. It does not appear to have been tampered with, so the Sith did not manage to copy its contents yet. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manaan is the sole source of Kolto, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly, we need as much of it as we can get.
Let's see. What has the Republic done?
The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes Kolto exports, but a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manaan anyway. So we made a deal.
What sort of deal?
We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest Kolto directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction. An ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since.
Why have you not investigated?
As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith, but they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must live up to my end of the bargain.
How will I get down there?
I took the liberty of having a submarine prepared for your departure. Merely use this card to get past the door behind our Kolto packing room and enter the sub therein. It has been programmed to take you down to the station, and also to take you back up should you need something. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours, and nearly exhausted the mercenary population of this planet. The soldiers we have are barely enough to keep this base secure. The Sith have also noted our interest and begun to bribe mercenaries away from us. Please, find out what happened to the facility. There may be some survivors left down there. Perhaps even the head scientist, Kono Nolan. Good luck in your efforts.
Alright. Well, I know why they were hiring mercenaries now. And yeah, missions like sneak attack is pretty great. Okay, well, I'm gonna also go talk to the people in the like cantina type area. I guess it would be considered a cantina, except like it's not. It's more of just like a bar. I'm not going the right way, am I? I'm definitely not going the right way. This is where the Sith base is. I need to go the opposite direction. Ah! Okay. Okay. Night speed. Let's go. Gotta go the opposite direction. Like, I'm glad that, like, newer games nowadays have, like, the fast transit, or they have, like, a fast travel of some sort. The only, like, fast travel that I know of in this game is back to the Ebon Hawk. But otherwise, I have to, like, force speed ahead. Okay, oop, oop, oop. This way, okay. Talk to Nilco. Hello, Nilco. I know why they are, hiring mercenaries. Have you news for me, human? Have you discovered why the Republic is hiring mercenaries? Yes, they're sending them down to a secret base on the, what was it called? Hirokazu Rift? Or Rackert? Maybe the H was silent. Rackert Rift? Rackert Rift? It is as I feared. Though the Republic is fortunate I was the one assigned to investigate this case. Human, allow me to be blunt with you. If I report this violation to my superiors, the Republic will be banned from Manaan, but I do not wish to do this. I see the Sith for what they truly are, ruthless and evil. The Republic has always respected our independence, but if they fall, the Sith will be quick to send an invasion fleet to conquer Manaan. But I cannot simply ignore that the Republic has done. The Rackert Rift is the source of Manaan's Kolto, and I fear the science station may damage production of the delicate resource.
The Rackert Rift is a source of Kolto? Why would the Republic risk so much to send troops there? I don't get it.
You must tell the Republic to stop this madness at once. Make them shut down the facility and recall their people before they do something we all regret. They can't. The Republic has recently lost contact with the science facility. Of course, I should have realized. Doubtless they were hiring the mercenaries to investigate the situation, but I fear mercenaries alone may not be enough to save their station. There are ancient mysteries within the Rackert Rift that even the Selkath do not comprehend. I fear the Republic has awakened something that was best left undisturbed. I'm going to investigate the Rackert Rift. As you wish. Perhaps you will find the answers the mercenaries could not. I will keep our conversation secret so that the vile Sith will not gain from the Republic's foolishness. I only hope my silence does not lead to disaster for Manaan. Here is the payment I promised you. And now I must take my leave, human. My superiors are expecting a full report from me, and there is much I must do to ensure they cannot uncover the Republic's actions. Oh boy. Thank you. Okay, and then this guy, Shaelus. Human, you return. Have you information for me? Have you discovered the fate of the missing Selkath youth? Have you news of my daughter, Shasa? I have information for you. Excellent, you have done well. What have you learned? The Sith hired an Dorian mercenary to lure the Selkath youth to the Sith base. I see, this information is useful for a start, but it does little to explain the truth of this matter. We must know what purpose the Sith have for these youth. Are they prisoners of the Sith? Are they even still alive? I must know more, human. I must know what has happened to my daughter. I mean, I do know. The Sith were training the Selkath youth in the ways of the Dark Jedi. Yes, this makes sense. It is a wonder I did not see this before. Manaan's greatest strength is our neutrality. If Malik brainwashes our youth and indoctrinates them in the ways of the Sith, we will have a strong following among the Selkath people, strong enough to seize control of Manaan and our Kolto. My daughter, Shasa, she too has been indoctrinated into the Sith camp. I've convinced your daughter to return her back to on the Sith ways. Human, if you speak the truth, I am forever in your debt. And yet my joy is tempered by the knowledge that the Sith still walk freely about Manaan. Hopefully the testimony of my daughter will be enough proof of their actions to make the Otto City authorities take action. I hope so. You have done much for me, human. Here are the credits I promised you. I only wish I had more to give. Thank you, Shaylas. If I'm going truly light side, I wouldn't get the credits. But also I'm a smuggler. A Jedi has no need of such rewards. Keep your credits. You refuse my reward? Truly, you humans are of a noble breed. Perhaps my species has underestimated your kind.
Wow. Sometimes helping people feels pretty good, you know?
Glad to see we're still the good guys here. Sometimes I think we forget that.
Please excuse me now, human. I must go speak to the Manaan authorities about the Sith plot and what they have done to my beloved daughter. Alright, well, there you go. And, you would have given me 500 credits, but I decided no. Granted, I don't spend my credits too often. I probably should. Of course, they're stuck behind something, more than likely. Okay, mission?
Yeah?
You're close. Okay, so I guess we're good. Good to go. Alright, well, both the Republic and the Sith have kind of done things that are against the laws of Manaan. So, you know, it's probably fine. Like, if Manaan were, like, truly neutral, like, both of them would probably be unwelcome at this point. Because they've broken rules. Okay. Going down. Let's see. Oh, wow. I didn't realize I had been streaming for so long. Hey, the guy got freed. I hope that his wife is happy to see him back. And hopefully he's decided not to side with the Sith. That guy is also gone. I think I'm supposed to go this way. So I'm gonna go this way. Hey, I have access. Okay. So I might... I'll go down to the depth of Manaan. And then I'll call it... good for this stream. The submersible can be used to descend to the deep ocean Frackard research station. Use the submersible. Fishies. So I'm assuming I can't go back to the Ebon Hawk. Yep, nope. I am stuck here until I go back up with the submersible. So let's save the game here. Save here. Okay. Alright. Well, that's it for me today. I didn't realize what the time was. So I was just enjoying myself a bit. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your week. I'll try to stream again tomorrow. If I don't stream again tomorrow, I will, honestly, I'll probably try to stream, like, at least from, like, so I'll try to, like, stream tomorrow, and then maybe, like, Thursday. But, if I don't end up streaming at all the rest of the week, I will more than likely be available next week. Like, at the very least, I will be streaming next week. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the stream or listening to the stream as much as I enjoyed playing the game. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.